What's up, everybody? Jeff here with It's Not Your Fault. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Got another one of these reactions tonight from Software Underbelly. This is a gentleman who's addicted to crack and fentanyl, and his name is Patrick. And this is going to be a two-part series. I'm going to try and do the other video tomorrow night with a follow-up, and we can kind of see things from a different perspective. And again, these videos are not for anyone to judge these people. It's to show the real soft white underbelly of addiction. Okay, so if you could like and subscribe, leave me a comment. Let's try and get these numbers up. The more people that subscribe, the more this information will get out to the public, and perhaps we can get more people aware of this horrible, devouring lion that's roaming the world, devouring souls. So with all that said, let's get into tonight's video with Patrick.
Yeah, and when I was younger, my mom had told me that she used heroin. My dad used heroin. She told me, and I didn't understand it then. She said, over everything, I would give you up and your little brother up for drugs. I would choose drugs over you and your brother.
Your mom told you that?
Yeah, and she didn't mean that to be mean or anything like that. It's just the way drugs are.
All right, Josh, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
From South Jersey, right outside of Camden. About 10 minutes from North Philly, Kensington.
So Kensington is another community similar to Skid Row, right?
Yeah, it's just about the same. It's an open air drug market. There's a lot of homeless people everywhere.
Yeah. How would you compare the two?
There's a lot of drugs out there. You can get a drug on any block. You can't even walk down the street without being offered whatever you want, basically. So and honestly, it's an oasis for drug addicts.
Yeah, and the police tend to leave you alone.
Yeah, they tend to leave you alone. You don't really get bothered out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And how was your childhood?
I'd say I didn't grow up with my mom and my pa. So both addicted to drugs. They're in and out of prison. So I grew up. My grandfather raised me. I was getting in a lot of trouble, on probation at a young age, and getting into foster care and committed programs and stuff like that. Therapeutic communities and juvie. I acted up a lot. I got into drugs young, just like everybody else in Jersey. But I thought it was just what we did. It's in my blood. Everybody does it. That was normal.
How was your childhood?
I'd say
with your family and all that.
My grandfather raised me. It wasn't he didn't show emotion, so I wasn't really connected to them. I was more I felt separate.
So your mom and dad didn't raise you?
No. They were in and out of prison. So I know them. I just never lived with them. I'd never seen them together. They got locked up when I was really young. So my dad's still in prison right now. But my mom uses drugs still. But I grew to know her a lot, know her very well. She's been homeless all over the country. She taught me. She kind of hippie. She taught me how to basically how to be homeless and how to appreciate people and treat people when you're homeless and just how to survive. That's sort of.
So you've been living on the streets for how long?
Been on my own since I was basically 14 and out of programs, and 17 is when I got off of probation and started traveling the country. Went out to Colorado to see my mom's, ended up in foster care, and after that I ended up living on the streets in Denver and caught a charge right after I turned 18, and I went on the run. So I started working at a carnival in Texas. My mom hooked me up with them to basically travel with the carnival and off papers, so I was on the run from the cops, basically. And it's like living on the streets there. And we ended up back in Denver, and it's just cold. It's too cold out there. I almost died from just freezing to death. For the snow on the ground. And it's you have to get high, you have to drink, you have to do something to stay warm. You can't sleep at night because you're shivering so bad.
Yeah, part of the reason I think Skid Row is so populated is because it's a climate that you can deal with. For a lot of these people. You can make it to LA, then you can just survive on Skid Row, and
it's
everyone, including the police, leave you alone.
Oh yeah. It's like I said, it's same as Kensington. You're offered whatever you want. It's not hard to find. I know a lot of people from out of state that come out here, and this is where they go. I come out here every day, I got a lot of people out here. I got a lot of friends out here.
And what's your drug now?
I do fentanyl every day. Every single day, and crack every day. A lot of it.
What do you spend a day on? on your drugs?
Me and my fiance go through about a half ounce in 2-3 days, quarter ounce a day, maybe, of fentanyl.
And that's how much?
Well, I mean, I get pretty good prices on it because I sell drugs a little bit. So anywhere from like, get it from like an 8-ball for 200, a quarter ounce for like anywhere from like 250, but I usually get like a half ounce for 500, 600. People try to charge a lot more than that, but I mean, it's really prevalent out here. I got pretty decent plugs on it, but it's just a lot. You know, there's a lot of people that have it, a lot of people that do it, but we do too much. We do entirely too much.
Have you OD'd?
Yeah, I've OD'd. I've OD'd a few times in my life. First time I was 18 years old. I was doing heroin in Philly.
I hope you caught that. They spend $600 a day. $600 a day on fentanyl. $600. I mean, just that's mind-boggling. Without a job, so what are they doing to hustle to get that $600?
And I overdosed on that, doing shots of heroin on a bag because they'd stamp their bags out there. It's called Good Luck. It was called Good Luck. Yeah, I was in a coma after that one. Went to a coma. I had pneumonia in the hospital. It nearly killed me. I was in a Temple Lung Center in Philly. Like really bad pneumonia after that. You know, I've tried getting sober a lot of times. I came out here to California to go to rehab, just like, you know, a lot of other people that are from out of state. You know, it's just.
Is that what brought you here?
Yeah, that's what brought me here. I know a lot of people out here that came out here for that, and I really wanted to be sober. A lot of times I really thought it like that was the answer, but and it is. You know, with all respect, like eventually that has to come. But right now I've been doing fentanyl every day for more than a year, and I'm actually scared. Yeah, last night was the first time I've been without for as long as I've been without, and it was like, cause I've been able to get it every day. You know, I was so sick last night.
But you couldn't get it last night because why?
So, I mean, it's not like I didn't have the money for it. It's just like nobody was responding, and I had, yeah, just nobody was responding. It was, I fell asleep.
So all your connections were.
Yeah, and I lost my last phone, and I lost my girl's phone, so I'll contact her.
Oh, so all your contacts were gone.
Yeah, and I just lost an iPad out here on Skid Row.
Yeah, you lose things on a daily basis out here.
Yeah, I actually absolutely do.
And living on the streets, I mean, that lifestyle works for you?
Honestly, for a certain amount of time, I enjoy it because it's not like, because that's all I knew, you know, since a young age. I was either in institutions or on the streets. You know, I didn't know how to live regular life, go to work every day, pay your bills, that type of stuff. You know, since I came out here to California after getting sober for a while, I started living that. But and for me and my fiance, I don't want that for us. But I could go back on the streets in an instant and be perfectly fine.
It's what you're used to, it's what you know.
Yeah.
And having a life with responsibility and bills and rent and all these kind of things, is it kind of scare you a bit?
It not only scares me, I don't know if I can manage it. You know? Yeah, I mean, I've been doing all right, but it's the drugs always, everything goes away. Yeah, everything will go away. Everything we have built up for so long, it all goes away in the end. You know, this is ground zero. This is where you end up every single time, no matter what.
You think you'll end up spending the rest of your life in this kind of situation?
Well, I'm not lucky enough to die from using fentanyl because, you know, once you build a tolerance, you know, just don't overdose anymore. You know, no matter how you try, it just doesn't work. So,
oh, really? So,
yeah.
So because your body has built a tolerance to it, you can do more of it?
Yeah, I mean, you just do a lot. I mean, there's always a chance that like you'll do the one shot that'll kill you, but.
And is there a high still from doing fentanyl?
For a while there isn't, but there's like different types of fentanyl. There's car fentanyl and there's regular fentanyl, like dark burning stuff, and that's more like a body high. It lasts a little bit longer, and I don't really get high from it, but
you just need it.
I need it. I feel well from it, but the car fentanyl knocks you out. You know, it'll knock you out. But no, I'm not really scared of it anymore, like I used to be. You know, and there's times that I probably black out every night. Like if I stay up for a couple of days, like I won't know how. I'll go to sleep. Me and my fiance will both pass out, and it's like we're blacking out at the end of the night. It's just passing out from straight exhaustion, you know. And when I wake up in a weird spot, like head between our legs, you know, on the ground, laying with my dog, you know, butt sticking up in the air in weird spots, man. It's not safe. It's not okay, but it's the life I'm used to.
And how old are you?
I'm 25.
25. No kids?
No kids.
No kids.
Yeah, I'm using drugs since I was young. I'm shooting up since I was 18. Heroin, PCP, crack. I've done it all. Acid, you know, ecstasy.
What do you worry about?
What do I worry about?
What do you worry about? Yeah.
Biggest thing I worry about is my fiance, you know, and trying to make her happy and do what I can to keep her okay. You know, I worry about.
Is it difficult maintaining a relationship, a romantic one, where once you become a hardcore addict, your priorities change, right?
Yeah.
You know, getting the fix becomes like your first priority, right?
No, it's true. It's totally true because we've been blessed to where we've been able to get it every day, but there's that moment in time when like that shit comes first.
I talk to so many addicts who will give up their kids, their health, their life, their jobs, their careers, everything, because the fix is more important.
Yeah, and when I was younger, my mom had told me that she used heroin. My dad used heroin. She told me, and I didn't understand it then. She said, you know, over everything, I would give you up and your little brother up for drugs. I would choose drugs over you and your brother.
Your mom told you that?
Yeah, and she didn't mean that to be mean or anything like that. It's just the way drugs are. Yeah. You would choose a drug over anything, you know? And as strong as my morals, as I want my morals to be, as strong as I want to maintain my responsibilities and values, eventually they go away. Eventually drugs come first. And then you stop taking, like my house is filthy.
He's very highly intelligent. He's very articulate. He's got a brain on his shoulders. Imagine a mother telling you that I would give you up for drugs. You know, it's no wonder he is where he is. I really pray for this kid.
You know, and I'm a clean person. I'm neat. I like to be neat. I like bed made, messy bed, messy head. But my house is filthy. Dog piss on the ground, sink full of fucking. It's embarrassing. I really shouldn't have said that, but like, just drugs come first sometimes.
Yeah. And you're a young man. Where do you see your life going? Like you're 25. Where do you think you'll be at 35, 45? Do you have any goals? Do you have anything you?
I have tons of goals, tons of aspirations. Still, I'm glad I still do, because there's certain points in time where I was going to kill myself. You know, I've tried. You know, just I didn't see hope at all, but you know, I see hope. You know, if I can kick this shit, hopefully, or try to maintain it better, which never works. And I have goals, I have aspirations. I like to go to college. You know, me and my girl just tried opening up a business. You know, doing like rehoming fashion products like bags and belts and stuff like that, book bags. You know, we're trying to do something with our lives. You know, but we slack on it all because our drugs. Yeah. Drugs are coming in the way of all. It
seems to me like the trap that drug addiction becomes is, you know, you start the drug for whatever reason, you know, trying to forget about childhood traumas or whatever, but eventually it changes your brain chemistry where you no longer have the wherewithal to resist the drug. You get addicted, and you can't fight it any longer.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
I mean, I've heard so many heroin addicts say, "I'd rather die than quit."
It's scary. I'm so scared to fucking stop using fentanyl. I'm so scared because I use it every single day, all day long. I've never been without. Last night was the first night.
And your brain chemistry gets so altered that you don't have what it takes to fight it any longer.
No,
that's all I was thinking about. But not any longer.
That's all I could think about. How the fuck am I gonna get it?
And your day revolves around it every day?
Oh, every day. That's what I do every day.
You have to wake up in the morning and have it ready for you?
Oh yeah. Me and her wake each other up and it's like, here's this and here's this. Crack confetti.
You have to set it up for the night.
Crack confetti, yep. Crack confetti. Don't wake up without it.
What does crack do for you?
crack keeps me awake enough to manage, you know, because like, honestly, with the Fetty, what you do is you lose your feeling of pleasure. You don't feel pleasure anymore from anything. And crack gives you that fucking endorphin rush. That's a pleasure. That's my pleasure, you know. But then there's a certain point where you just do it all day long, constantly. Like right now, I don't wait this long to take crack. If you take crack, I don't even breathe almost. That's how much I smoke crack. It's kind of scary. And it's only because I've been really blessed to be in the situation I'm in. But I'm feeling for it right now. Like I gotta go at some point. You know, I love to sit here and talk. Like I don't get to talk about this stuff to people. I don't get to be honest about this stuff to people. You know, because it's embarrassing. And I might not look. I probably do now, but like I can hold my own in a conversation most of the time. But at this point, I'm getting strung out.
Is shame a big part of what you
Shame,
experience?
guilt, yeah. Guilt, you know. I try not to intervene in most people's lives. I try to stay away from people.
Yeah.
Try not to like.
But if you had kids and then they were being raised by your mom or grandparent or something like that, then there's that shame on top of the other shame.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have kids because I can't do that to my kids. Like my family, my mom and dad did that to me. You know, I would do the same thing they did. Fucking continue to use.
It just becomes a trap.
Yeah.
What's the most important lesson you've learned?
The most important lesson I've learned is you just can't use that one time. That first time. The first time is you think it's okay. You think you can control it. You think it's gonna be different. It's not. It ends up here every single time. Ends up back here every single time. I thought I had my shit together. Thought I had a place. Thought I had the Benz. You know, thought I'll crash the Benz. You know, maybe about to lose the place. And here I am on Skid Row.
All right, Josh. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Of course, man.
I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
A follow-up something he said, every addiction, all addiction starts with the first hit, first drink. It affects people differently. Some people can have a drink and they're fine with it. But one hit of crack, one hit of fentanyl, one Oxycontin, there's certain triggers or certain people that it grabs them. It sinks its teeth into them and they're on that path. This guy's a very interesting individual. He's articulate, he's bright, but just sitting there, he was just jonesing for his next hit. He was tweaking a little bit, ready to go. There's a part 2 to Patrick's story. I'm gonna try and find and put on as soon as possible. So get my head together, get my thoughts together, and take a deep breath. Pray for that young gentleman. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by. It works if you work it, people. It works if you work it. Say a prayer for the prayerless. Say a prayer for people like Patrick, people that no one prays for. And we'll talk later. Have a good evening. God bless you.